Hey, what's up guys? Jacob getting back some Fruit of Grisaia. We're hanging out with Yumiko and she's not impressed by anything we do, much like every woman. So let's get into this. Yeah, okay, so basically we were negging Asuna or whatever the fuck her name was. And so now she's, you know, she fell for it. We got her. Good work, boys. And we'll make a detective out of you yet. I don't know what the fuck Yuji's talking about. He ain't Sherlock. Yeah, wow. She is very smart. She's a good detective. Sakaki, what kind of accident was Amane involved in? She pissed herself, dude. If it's not something you can talk about, I'll just leave it alone. Okay, I may have turned this down a little too low. There we go, it's a little better. A motor vehicle, so it was a car accident then. If I say what was the accident, you say, oh, I don't know, but it involved a car accident, and the answer is car accident. A car crash? Yes, your ears are open, that's good, Yuji. What? So you say you don't know what's happening, but she was in a bus crash. That's pretty specific, actually. I don't know. That seems like a lot of information, actually. She was on a bus. It crashed. I mean, that's pretty good, right? Like, it's not super specific, but then why was she so persistent about it? Persistent about what? What are we talking about? Her eye... Well, that does explain why she would be interested in Yuji. Because I can guarantee you he ain't a looker. Does bad eyesight make you want to hold hands? Oh, give me that sweet burn. You know you can do it. That's where we're going with this. That she wants to hold me in her mouth because she can't see me. Yeah, you know what? That's not even the dumbest thing I've heard so far. A plausible theory, but I'm having a hard time buying it in her case. In the first place, are her eyes that terrible? That's the problem, is that her eyes aren't that bad. How about the fact that some people just like physical contact? That can just be like a thing. For someone who's not interested, we're certainly having a long conversation about it. I'm wasting my breath talking to you. Fucking got her, Yuji. Don't put up with her shit. Wow. You came to talk to me. I'm sorry. Fucking leave then. Huh. Guess we're done here. Or we would be if I hadn't spotted Komine Sachi out of the corner of my eye. Oh, shoot. Someone told me I said that wrong. Saki? I don't know. I don't fucking care. Hey, Saki, do you have a minute? Kill her. Do you know anything in particular about Amane's past besides a bus crash and bad eyesight? Well, once again, you're completely useless to me. Get the fuck out of my life. Huh. So in other words, nobody knows the whole story? Jesus fucking Christ. So this place is for emotionally stunted teenagers. Great. Loving it. True enough. Okay, I guess we all knew that was this kind of place. As long as the person in question doesn't want to discuss it, I suppose I shouldn't pry any further. And in the first place, I'm a little dubious Amane's past really has anything to do with holding my hand. Really? Really? You don't think her... Okay, whatever. You know what? Fine. Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, we are probably not very attractive, and she does have bad eyesight. Huh, that's taking things in a new direction. Specifically, what do you think I did? Honestly, dude, you're the only dick in the whole school. Like, that, it could be as simple as that. We did save her from a bunch of hooligans. I forgot about that part, but yeah, dude. The hooligan fight, as we call it. Oh, so now we're a jokester. Hmm? Is this like a funny game to you, Yumiko? You can leave. What's so funny? I did that the other day. Well, whatever. Neither rings a bell. I have no memories of us being lovers in a previous life either. Well, you know what? Good on you to consider that angle, Yuji. How progressive of you. Fucking sick burn, Yumiko. High five. Yeah. Thank you. Somebody's paying attention. He's the only meat on the menu. You know what I'm saying? He's the only option unless she wants to try tacos. You know what I'm saying? You think so? Huh. Incidentally, Saki, does that mean you've got an interest in holding hands and going on a date with me as well? Very forward, Yuji. It's a bold strategy. Let's see what works out for him. Wow. It went better than I thought it would. But that's only because she's like a fucking doormat. She'll do whatever you ask. So, like, I don't know if I should call it a victory. It's just sad for everyone, I think. Huh, I see. Thank you for your valuable opinion. I'll file it under not helpful in the slightest. Wow, you're so mean. You asked her, dude. How about you, Sakaki? Yes, well done. You've kept up with the conversation thus far. Right. Any interest, huh? You can just stab him, actually. I wouldn't be upset. He's kind of deserved at this point. Oh, I get the picture. Thank you so much for your compassion. So in the end, something. Asking around didn't get me anything resembling a clear answer. From what Sakaki says, it doesn't seem like Amane wants to hold hands indiscriminately. The mystery's only deepened. Jesus Christ. Does she bump into doors a lot? Apparently, and she's fine with it. She ran into... How? It's a door! I don't even understand. Has she not seen a door before? You just don't run into it. What? Yeah, sure. Yep. This all is making sense now. Just at that moment, Amane enters the classroom, pulling Makina by the hand straight into the fucking door, oblivious to her gossiping. I point my thumb toward the pair and their connected hands. What? You said Amane doesn't have a habit of holding hands, right? That's fair, I guess, but like, I don't know, she's not her mom. Like, who the fuck cares? Let her do what she wants. She's a grown-ass adult. Sakaki watches Amane and Makina as she speaks. Suddenly, she claps her hands together as if struck by a burst of insight. Ah, mentally incompetent. That's probably what it is. That would explain a lot. Say what? Wait, what? I've been put in the same category with this girl who looks about 12 and seems likely to get lost tottering after a butterfly? What a seriously unpleasant thought. That, you know what? She loves a project. Yeah, no, it's all coming together now, baby. I appreciate that you're probably trying to help. She's not, she's just being mean. But that's basically an indirect way of saying you look like a hopeless man. That's not an indirect way of saying it, actually. She was incredibly direct. Yeah, see, yes, Yuji, you're not very smart. Like, please do try to keep up. Sakaki, could you please stop rubbing salt in the wound without even realizing it? It kind of stings. Once again, gotta establish, she did realize it. Her objective was to rub salt in the wound, so you getting salt in your wound is not a weird side effect. I like this girl. She's got the sick burns for days. Mind answering one last question for me? Where were you on the night of the murder? Is there even a single normal person in this school? There's like 5 of you. You know all of them. You know the answer to be true. That's also true. She did say that earlier this conversation. True enough. Wow, yeah. Don't think you've got some special variety of unhappiness. What? Who? Who are we talking about? Sensing the admonition underneath Sakaki's words, I feel the stirrings of something like shame. Whether it's normal or not, this student life isn't bad in its own way. Are we ashamed or are we happy? I don't know. Maybe we're turned on by shame. I don't know. I've started to like this place enough to reach that conclusion. Cool. We're just really into the freaks and geeks. I can get behind that. A hobby is a window that gives you a fresh perspective on the world. Or so my sister said. She didn't know what a hobby was. But when I was a kid, struggling through my daily life was about all I could handle. I disliked and avoided change, even when it might have brought me something new. Change, almost by definition, brings you something new. That's why it's change. So my sister's recommendation was to at least try reading books. Man, your sister was really up in your business, huh? That sister of mine was an unbelievably voracious bookworm herself, and she began to push the one she finished on me. I soon picked up a reading habit, although I didn't find particular meaning in it at the time. My sister is dead now, as are my parents and my master, yet I'm still reading. Wow. This got really sad really fast, but at least he's still reading. The sister who taught me to read books, the parent who weren't angry at me when I was reading books. Do parents normally get mad at kids for reading books? Whatever. And the master who praised me for reading the master who praised me for reading books, buying me as many as I wanted. I'm grateful that I'm now, since I found some meaning in the act of reading. What? Yeah, I've got a moment. I turn around in response to Miko's greeting and find her carrying a sizable load of paperback and hardcover books. I don't want your garbage books. They're probably full of snakes and poison. Sure, appreciate it as always. That's what I meant to say, obviously. Aww, she's being sweet. As anyone with a long-term reading habit is well aware, books pile up before you know it. That said, it's hard to just throw them away, and selling them to a used bookstore feels disrespectful to the author? In what? Well, sure, yeah, whatever. The ideal is to find another avid reader to dump them on. Incidentally, before I came, Sakaki had apparently been pushing the book she finished onto the library. By now she's established her own private shelf in there full of pleasure reads. Oh, full of porn, I get it. Most likely she spotted me by coincidence as she was carrying her books there, and figured she could save herself the walk. Heavy, right? Here! Isn't she giving them to us? I slide my hands on the book Sakaki's carrying. Are you giving them to me or not? How else is this exchange supposed to work? Watch it! Don't take your hands off yet! The books are gonna fall! Oh, this was intentional. Are you flustered? Am I getting to you? Do you want to fuck later? Of course it is, don't worry! My hygienic standards are higher than you might expect! That's not to say they're high, I still smell like a pig, but not a particularly smelly pig. Yeah, this is weird. Where did this come from? You complain too much. Wow, really sweet. Alright, I've got a hold on him. You can let go. Yeah, that's what I'm known for. That and my odor. That's so. Anyway, I'll gratefully read the books. When I finish one, I'll return to the Sakaki collection. So if you want to reread any of them, they'll still be in the library. Okay, this was a great talk. Bye-bye. I take a quick look at the titles of the books I'm holding. Suiyake, The Decisive Pudding Battle? Komoko Takuro, Yesterday's Black Cat, and The Exit of the Desert. Okay, we're still reading it. Professor Takeda's Dinner, An Insolent Woman. You blew it, Amori! Although she reads quite a variety of genres and authors, it seems Sakaki fundamentally likes whodunits. Of the 6 books she passed to me, 4 are mysteries. 6 books isn't really that many, but fine. Come to think of it, I could easily see Sakaki sitting at a detective's desk using her brains for a living. It's too bad there are no other professions that use brains. Flipping open one of the books, I speak toward the shadow of a nearby pillar. What? Just don't read it out loud. You don't have to say it out loud. Makina, how long do you plan on hiding there? Oh, we're not reading the book. I see. We're calling out Makina. Fucking got her, dude. You're not invisible. I got you. I'm not mad or anything, but how about you come out? You're like 3 feet tall. Who else would it be? An Oompa Loompa? Your aura is too crude. What? I can sense you even when you're hidden. Okay, yeah, Yuji can read auras. Why not? Let's add that to this game. That's because it's nonsense. It's nothing. It's garbage words. I just said that for the hell of it. You were casting a shadow on the floor. I could tell it was you from the height in that shaggy head. Also, the fact that you're just standing in the hallway. This hallway's empty. What do you want from me? Yeah, you're not that sneaky. What? It's an empty hallway. There's nowhere to hide. Pretty much. Why are you hiding in the first place? So you were being quiet and staying out of view, so hiding, if you will. You don't get along with Sakaki? Nobody does. She just tried to stab you. What are you talking about? Dude, okay, even if I got along great with someone, if I found out that they tried to stab someone else, I'd give them a wide fucking berth, you know what I mean? If my best friend tried to stab some random dude on the street, I'd be like, hey, I'm gonna go. Huh. On the other hand, I'm pretty sure Sakaki said something like, I think Yurisu-san avoids me on purpose. You know, she did say that once. You're in a state of mutual wariness. Well, I suppose that does happen sometimes. Yeah, that's life, as they say. Sakaki, a guard person who doesn't reveal her thoughts easily, Makina, who feels most secure when she's burrowed her way into someone's heart. What? Their personal comfort zones may be incompatible. Well, it's foolish to expect everyone to get along. A long time ago, I knew a guy who hated black people with a passion. Awesome, this is going great. And nothing anyone said could get him to change his mind. Sakaki Miko and Yurisu Makina. There's no need to forcefully push them together, but in their case, maybe a mutual compromise is called for. Yeah, they're just like racists. That's what I was just thinking. You took the words right out of my mouth, Yuji. I don't think Sakaki dislikes you, Makina, so try not to hate her yourself. Wow. Real peacemaker here. Talk about how much you love stabbing people. Or, I guess, about how you hate black people. That's apparently what this game's about now. Whoops! Control skips way the fuck ahead. Wow, well this is uncomfortable. Well, we may never know what happened in the meantime. At the company I work at, solitary hobbies are fundamentally discouraged. They place a lot of stress on keeping up some form of communication with others. I don't know where we work, but I guess they don't like individual sports. When it comes to the interests of the employees, the basics are alcohol, women, and gambling, but it's a bit of a difficult to own up on that in front of the boss. Therefore, when asked, some of them just come up with a safe-sounding, conventional hobby, like shogi or go. It also makes them sound incredibly boring. When the superiors reacted favorably to those answers, the end result was that the hobbies column in the employee survey data recorded an overwhelming number of shogi buffs. Although going with the flow is pretty much the defining Japanese characteristic, it's still something of a pathetic story.
Well, having given them a nice safe hobby like reading myself, I guess I can't really say too much.
I have no idea what we're talking about. That's what happens when you find out one of the keys skips ahead 1,000,000,000%.
Oh, nothing, just talking to myself.
Incidentally, once you're the one giving the surveys out, in other words, an executive type, the hobby of choice would be gardening, not something you can do when you're living out of a barracks. They absolutely are not. They don't matter at all. Like, my hobby is playing weird visual novels and putting them on YouTube. It's a stupid hobby, but it keeps me off the street, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's better to have some interest than not.
Really? It's better to have interests than to have no interests. I mean, you're not wrong.
Even if they're really worthless, like anime.
For example, the aforementioned employees and their wine, women, and song. Even then, if they can help you find a single common interest with someone, your hobbies are worthwhile as a social lubricant. Ew, please never say that again. Even if they're worthless in every other respect.
This is something I heard secondhand from a senior employee at my job, but sometimes you get cases like this.
What? This is a story about a man who took a business trip to the Gifu Prefecture. It was a group expedition with the purpose of field testing new equipment that had just been deployed throughout his company. Okay, before we get too sucked into this boring-ass story that I don't want to hear, I'm going to draw this episode to a close. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate if you like that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Be sure to next week for more fruit stuff with yours truly. I'll see you guys then.